Good morning to Dr. Aniru. My name is Ann Ann. Today, our group will be presenting case study 3, Living by Numbers. First of all, let's have some brief introduction about MarineCorp Sdn Bhd. MarineCorp Sdn Bhd is a wholly owned subsidiary of Surya and maritime solution provider for Surya Group of companies. It has two subsidiaries, which is MarineCorp Sdn Bhd and Sungai Emas Sdn Bhd. Being the CFO, Hashim was responsible for the financial management of MarineCorp and its subsidiaries. However, there are some differences in the performance measurement of the three companies. So, Hafiz faced some dilemma in choosing the best key performance indicator for the three companies, whether to use profit-based or economic earnings. In addition to that, Hafiz faced pressure from GMs of Greenport and MarineCorp about the issue of accounting, which are amortization of dredging costs and whether to pay dividend as the cash or use it for other investment. First of all, let us look at the economic earnings of the three companies. Before that, let me explain about the meaning of economic earnings. Economic earnings is a profit earned in excess of investor expected return. Positive economic earnings simply means that value was created for the companies, whereas negative economic earning means the value was destroyed. To get the economic earnings, we have to calculate the differences between net operating profit after tax and capital charge. After applying the formula, the economic earnings of MarineCorp Sdn Bhd is 40,274,611. The economic earnings of Greenport Sdn Bhd is negative 14,588,232. For Sungai Emas Port Sdn Bhd, the economic earning is 5,030,563. To evaluate their financial performance, profit-based economics earning, profit margin, current ratio, and return on asset are taken into consideration. This table shows the ranking of three companies based on different perspectives. For economic earnings, profit margin, and return on asset, MarineCorp was the top. In profit base, Greenport is the first, whereas Sungai Emas Port achieved the highest current ratio. Although current ratio of Sungai Emas is the highest, the difference is small. So overall, MarineCorp has the best financial performance, followed by Sungai Emas and Greenport.
Thank you, Ann Ann. My name is Farzana, Alia, Binti, Hashim. I would like to answer for question number 3. In your opinion, why are general managers of Greenport Sdn Bhd and MarineCorp Sdn Bhd behaving in such a manner? Should Hafiz follow their suggestions? The first one we will look at issue with economic earnings or profit. Based on this case, Hafiz faced dilemma whether they want to use economic earnings or profit to measure the performance of the company. From our opinion, we suggest Hafiz to use economic earnings method. This is because economic earnings are based on the complete financial information available. Other than that, in other words, when company has a greater economic earnings, higher economic earnings, the company is said to be more attractive in the markets. Next, one of the mission why company exists is because they want to attract investors to invest in the company. Therefore, when using economic earnings method, it shows accurate financial information, which the method includes weighted average cost of capital (WACC), invested capital, and as compared to the profit, which only shows revenue and expenses. This economic earnings also shows the most accurate financial statement as compared to to profit. In addition, when using economic earnings, it gives the investor clear how they will get the return, and also it gives the clear picture for the company whether to stay or exist in the market. When the economic earnings is positive, they will stay in the market, and when the economic earnings is negative, they will choose to exit in the market, or they want to form new strategy to stay in the market. The second issue is issue with amortization of the green pots in the Burhan. Based on this case, it stated that Anita Osman, the general manager of the green pots in the Burhan, wanted to amortize the dredging cost. This is because when the dredging cost is amortized, it can increase the profit of the company. When profit of the company is increased, the cost is significant and they will get more bonuses. This shows that Anita is in her staff interest. From our opinion, we suggest Hafiz Hashim should not amortization but to expand off. This is because the dredging maintenance of the dredging cost is incurred only 1 year, and not 3 to 5 years of the interval values. Amortization refers to basing a cost of intangible asset over a period of time and a cost that can add value to a company. When company use amortization, it can say to be increase the profit when amortization can reduce the taxable income. Other than that, if Hafiz Hashim choose to amortization, it will violates the prudent concept. Under prudent concept, one company cannot overestimate the revenue and also cannot underestimate the expenses. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Farzana. I'm Daliza. Next, I will explain the issue of dividend with the GM of MarineCorp Sdn Bhd. GM of MarineCorp Sdn Bhd, Li refused to pay the dividend to the stakeholder and instead to use the cash for fund investors to generate interest income. This is because of his self-interest and stakeholder perspective towards their company. From his point of view, generate interest income is better because it will generate a higher profit. Thus, he as the GM of the company will be credited and his evaluation will be better because the performance review are based on it. Next, payment of dividend does not give a positive consequences to fiscal public presentation because it will decrease the profit. The reason is because market analysts worldwide are ranking the company based on the profit of the company. The higher the profit of the company, it means that the company is a top company. The investor also will attempt to invest in the company which have a high probability to generate a high income. Lastly, if the company decide to pay the dividend, they need to continuously pay the dividend for a few next year, which may be unpayable if the company gain losses for the future. It will show that the company have a difficulty in maintaining their reputation. Thus, we think that Hafiz should follow the suggestion of Li Chongwei not to pay dividend.
Thank you to Daliza. My name is Mohamad Hazizi bin Nordi. We're moving on to the question 4, which is what actions can be taken to improve the future performance of MarineCorp and its 2 subsidiaries, and prepare a report of your recommendation to be presented to the chairman of the board. Okay, we suggest to do 2 types of strategy, which is the balanced scorecard and SWOT analysis. I will present about the balanced scorecard. Balanced scorecard is actually a set of measures that follows for a holistic and integrated view of the business process, so that the company can measure the performance of the organization. Then the first element in the balanced scorecard is a financial performance. which is it shows the result of the strategic choice made by the company. And subsidiary, our suggestion is subsidiaries must making positive changes in their operations so that the financial number will take care of themselves. And for example, the company can set the chosen of the metric under this perspective, which is we can put the 12% return on equity to be achieved, 20% revenue growth, 2% reduction in cost of capital, and 7% reduction in production cost. With this strategy, we can improve our performance. Next is internal business process perspective. Okay, internal business process perspective is like manager focus on the critical internal business operations so that any decision that made by the management will enable to satisfy the customer needs. And also, manager also can take an action on how to improve the productivity standards, eliminating defects during upstream and downstream process in the oil and gas company, and also provide adequate technical knowledge as well as they can provide skill for all the levels of the employees. And customer feedback will be integrated in this operation. Then next is learning and growth perspective. Under learning and growth perspective, company can involve the employees in the corporate governance to become a customer-driven culture where customer will very satisfied with the company's product and inculcate leadership capabilities at all levels. And company also can make more R&D so that based on this case study, which is oil and gas company, the company can generate more profit by increase or make more R&D in their company. And this can focus more on the and the company also can focus more on the welfare of the employees, such as incremental of annual bonus, holiday trip, free medical purpose, and etc. Then the last one is customer service perspective. Okay, customer service perspective is to provide quality goods, effectiveness on the delivery channel of their product, and overall customer service satisfaction. And this company and the subsidiary also can perform well on focus on the customer service. And then they also can make their general mission statement on their general objective on customer service into specific measure that will reflecting the factors that really matters to customer. And the last one, the strategies. They can also strategize their strategy by enhancing their market share by 5%, 10% increase in export sales, obtain competitive pricing, and also increase of the sales service outlets by 10%. I think that is all about the balance scorecard, and we'll pass up to my members about the SWOT analysis.
Thank you, Hazizi. My name is Audrey, and we will explain about the SWOT analysis. Well, we will recommend to MarineCorp and its subsidiaries for the SWOT analysis because it analyzes its strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. By looking at the strengths, well, MarineCorp and its two subsidiaries will be able to have a more efficient use of its resources because these three companies have stable cash inflows, highly skilled marine professionals, and able to provide marine services according to the international quality standards. Because of these great strengths, the companies will be able to attract more customers to have their vessel inspections at these ports. Well, when these companies are aware of their strengths, they will be able to allocate their resources at a more profitable manner and more effectively. Well, but also there will be weaknesses in the companies. Because of its uncompetitive salary scale, it is hard to make marine professionals stay. Also, the additional labor cost of the contract workers becomes a hindrance to the company to expand its business. Instead, when we recognize weaknesses, we have to have improvements made to the operations of the company. So, when we use SWOT analysis, we'll be able to identify the MarineCorp's and its subsidiaries' weaknesses and do more enhancement towards its company to have a more effective operation. Well, a better chance for MarineCorp and its subsidiaries to expand its business is to seize opportunities in the market. Well, with the SWOT analysis, the management team will be able to identify the current opportunities in the market, such as new technologies that are available, or maybe develop new areas of marine services. Not only that, the opportunities of expanding the business will enable the management team for a longer term of competitive advantage to the companies. Therefore, MarineCorp and the subsidiaries will need SWOT analysis to enable the recognition of its positive external environment and to make the companies more sustainable. However, there are also threats in the market. Well, threats are seen as risks to the companies that are out of control and may have a negative impact on the company. Thus, these risks or threats that are seen could be seen as the new technologies or the new regulatories that are in the marine market, or the new technology services that are provided by the rivals that would be a hindrance towards this company to expand their business. And also requires a more efficient management team to overcome the threats as soon as possible. Thus, SWOT analysis will give a helping hand to MarineCorp and its subsidiaries to overcome these problems and prepare for any probable threats that will arise in the future. In a nutshell, balanced scorecard and SWOT analysis will be able to help MarineCorp and its subsidiaries to position themselves better and also know themselves internally and externally. In conclusion, we would like to say that Hashim would actually choose economic earnings over profit. Thank you.